With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
This is Red Lantern Russell from
Tomes of Evil,
and you're listening to Sector 2814, a Green Lantern podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
No evil shall escape my sight.
but those who worship evil's might.
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me as always, Master of the Chord is...
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And finally mastering his first Father's Day, it is...
Oh, I did not master it. This is Matt. I survived it.
That's all we can do, man.
Oh my god, you missed it, Will. He started the puns before we even got on air. He was like, yeah, my first Father's Day. She didn't even talk to me once.
Didn't say a word.
Yes, kids. Matt Kona doesn't put on airs for the podcast. Yes, he's punny 24 hours a day.
Well, no, I have no off switch.
Probably talks in his sleep.
Always on. Always on.
Probably talks in his sleep. Why did Tom Brady cross the road?
Yeah. Actually, I got up last night to bottle feed my daughter. I don't know if I have to say bottle feed. I'm not breastfeeding, but and I was just took a look at my phone after I put her down, and I thought of like some dumb joke that's not appropriate for air. But I was like, "What? Will I just give it a rest? Can I go to sleep? It's 4 a.m." But I can't help it.
He's writing material when he's bottle feeding. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. Maybe if I'm on the uncensored Patreon, I'll tell this stupid 4 a.m. joke.
Oh,
so.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right.
Subscribe to find out. Give us a buck.
So, did you guys watch episode 2 of Loki?
Yep, I'm caught up.
Ooh.
I did. I did. Although I didn't watch it all at once. I kind of watched it when I had a few minutes, which kind of makes things a little disjointed. But I mean, I guess the show is, it's constantly rewinding a minute every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are heating up.
Did you guys
face to face with yourself, although not the same face.
Did you guys see what location episode 2 opened up in? What?
Yes.
Location?
No. Nah. Oshkosh Bagosh.
Yeah, the old Wendell Vaughn hometown. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't see the big water tower. But yeah.
I know. Yeah, that was that his hometown, and didn't he go to college out there too, or something?
I think so. It's been a while since I looked over his biography, but yeah, that was definitely his stomping ground.
So I mean, there's Grunwald Easter eggs in this thing. I was like, oh.
Yeah, well, it was just his birthday this past week too, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it! Why couldn't he still be around, man?
I mean, I think he'd be enjoying what he's seeing on the screen. A lot of fruits of his labor, all the Captain America, Winter Soldier stuff. Yeah,
would have been bugging him to be the 4th co-host on the Quantum Zone.
Yeah. get a drop here and there.
Continually.
Yeah.
Seriously, every week I'd be like, oh, hey, it was great this week. Hey, you want to come back next week?
Yeah. And the next weekend for eternity. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like so
I'm
many.
picking up some background noise. I don't know if that's coming in through your.
That's probably
stuff.
me.
Oh yeah. Okay. Just wondering. Maybe it was Mark Grunwald's chatting down on us.
You hear it now?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay, that's him. He muted himself.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say the only thing I got killed is a ceiling fan. So
Yeah, it's background noise. It's background noise here. I'm gonna have to go, smack some people around.
It's use the ring. Use the ring.
I just use the ring.
Yeah.
And,
To make those cancellation things.
oh, he said please. It's the wife. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if it had been the boys,
Please. You don't want to shush.
If it would have been the boys,
Shushing is hard to make. It's always going to anger someone when shushed.
if it would have been his two
Unless in a movie theater, then it's justified.
yeah. If it would have been his
Well, it
two,
worked out. Loki got shushed. Come on now.
Oh yeah, that's true. We're on topic. We're still on topic.
I was gonna say if it was his two boys, he would have been like, "Shut up, you two!" But it's the wife, so he's like, "Shh, please."
Yeah.
But we're getting closer and closer to Black Widow. Is anyone going to go see it at the theater?
I don't know that we're really feeling the need to go out yet. Especially, we Arkansas saw cases jump in the last this week as things have started fully opening back up. So we may wait, but that may just be us.
Yeah, I was trying to decide, and and Luca's already like, I want to go back to theater. I want popcorn. I want nachos. I was like,
Yeah. He's old enough to know that it's coming out in theaters. So you can be like, I'm sorry, it's only on Disney Plus. So, that's the thing.
But even if we go to a matinee or something, with popcorn and
you're paying more to go to a theater.
I don't know. It's pretty cheap around here. I don't know. The snacks might push it close to the edge or close because you got to pay the extra $30 on Disney Plus. So.
Yeah, it's true. But I guess a kid's matinee price. A matinee for an adult is still like $10.
We already have popcorn here. I can be like, hey man, can I buy you nachos at the store? We'll do it here. Okay, probably over.
Yeah. To answer your question. I don't know. I have seen one movie in the theater since the pandemic.
Oh, I haven't seen any.
And me and my wife were one of 4 people in the theater, so we were very socially distanced. It was during the daytime, and it was cool. I don't think that Black Widow will only have 4 people in it, so I'd be a little bit less inclined. It was a movie. The movie Nobody, which was a lot of fun. That Bob Odenkirk kind of action movie.
Oh, I still want to see that.
It was good. Oh, yeah. And so we saw it 4 weeks after it had come out during the day on a weekday. So by the time Black Widow comes out, first of all, we have a baby now, so it's a little bit harder to get away. So it's probably going to be an at-home viewing experience for me.
Yeah, you figure for opening weekend, first MCU movie since 2019. Yeah, it might be crowded. Yeah.
So, I am also very easily annoyed by other people at the movie theater. So,
Preach.
Although in MCU movies, people are usually on the same page. They're vigilant about, hey, we're here to experience this. Let's all be cool. But any other movie, I'm seeing cell phones light up, even during the previews, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to make a scene. I got some M&Ms to fire, or something. I have to remind myself, I'm an adult. I'm probably getting pissed off at a teenager.
I was going to say, Matt Cohn is ready to rumble, and his wife's like, wait a minute, it's an 8-year-old and a girl. I don't care, man!
Yeah.
Hey, 1 second, guys. I'll be right back, okay?
Uh-oh, he's getting yelled at. No.
How dare
I'm
you
sorry,
shush me?
I caused this. I'm particular about the background. I was just. I don't know.
How dare you shush?
All right. Have you ever had a movie theater incidents where you lost your cool or you were just very annoyed by something?
I usually just sit there and like say to my wife or something like, "Oh, come on, man! These other people got to make noise or get up in the or they show up late or something and
it's like you would have to leave the theater to go get an usher or something, and they probably wouldn't do anything. They're probably friends with whoever's getting rowdy. But
yeah, nothing says cool like usher. They are being loud down here.
I think someone's cell phone was going off during Endgame, and it was like an insurrection. People were like, "Shut up!"
Oh, I hate that. Yeah. I'm in an Endgame. Yeah. She just fell off a cliff. Yeah.
No, it was like an annoying ringtone, like off, and I don't know. It was bad. It was real bad. I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be part of the movie. Then I'm like, oh, this is not supposed to be part of the movie. But,
Kona's like, I don't know why Professor Hulk has the "I like big butts" ringtone. I don't understand.
I mean, size matters. So.
Oh,
Hulk would smash. Okay.
Oh my. And we're bearing the lead. I think we're like about a month away from Moon Knight #1.
Episode 1?
No, comic book issue.
Oh, the comic book. Yeah,
yes.
They're gearing up for tie-in season. Yeah,
I guess.
Yep. A certain podcaster that we know seems, kind of a little excited about it, I think.
Judging by the hourly posts, I would agree.
Whoa, that's pretty damn big.
I forget how many all variant covers they have coming for this thing. So they're really pushing it because I forget when before we started recording on Sunday. Kona asked him how many variants are they up to, and I forget it. Did he say 20 or 30 some already?
Really?
Wow. I noticed that Ray shared one, I think, from Kyle Hotz, which look, all of the covers look really cool that I've seen. So yeah, it's cool that they're making a big push.
Yeah, well, I think he's saying it would be hard to get them all because I don't know if some of them are just certain store or
store exclusives or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, 25 variants just by my quick search.
And I swear they put up more every day.
Yeah.
You could buy it. Who does this Moon Knight think he is?
I love Batman.
I don't know how you got that drop, but it's awesome.
Oh my god, he was so easy too. It was in the first 3 minutes of an episode too. It's just
I love Batman.
See, Ray, out of context, sarcasm doesn't always translate.
I love Batman. It's a lot of meat.
You could. I'm looking at a website, stadiumcomics.com, and you can buy 3 different packs of variants. Pack 1 is $139.99. That's 10 covers. Pack 2 is 11 covers for $249.99. And pack 3 is $479.99 for 12 covers.
I was going to say the 10 comics for $139. What, they discounted them? Wow.
Yeah.
But there's a 1 in 200 Virgin variant by John Romita Jr. in that one. And a 1 in 100 by Bill Sienkiewicz. So.
Ooh, now that's actually that's really attractive because, he did it back in the day,
What's attractive, Will the Virgin?
Yeah. And Sienkiewicz may have posted it on his Facebook page or his Twitter feed. I can't remember, but I think I've seen that one. It looks, he's, awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's going to be vampires or something. I think he might be fighting vampires, at least in the beginning, so. Hey, Marvel, I know an independent book that would love to do a crossover with you.
With that many variant covers, don't you think, I think it would be cool if you could buy a book that's just all the variant covers.
Just the pinups of all the variant covers.
Yeah, I'm not being sarcastic. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I'm surprised they haven't done that before.
I think they did it for Chris Sprouse was doing a bunch of Star Wars variant covers, for the anniversary of Empire, and they did a book of just his was it 50 or 30 variant covers, I think, that he did over the course of, several months.
Yeah. That's cool. Then Marvel, you don't owe me any royalties. It's been done.
No, they should totally pay you.
That's right. Idea man. Come on.
Just put me on the payroll.
All right. Should we get to these issues? Have we given these people enough Marvel content?
That's true, yeah.
That's
Marvel
right.
content and old man yelling at a cloud, movie theater point of view. Yeah.
Fold your phone up and put it back in your pocket.
Fold your phone up. Yeah. Put that flip phone away. Put your mobile device away. Didn't you see the preview screen?
Didn't you see the dancing popcorn? It said put your phone away.
Yeah. Phones are made to hang on the walls of kitchens. What are you doing with one in your pocket?
You're supposed to have to listen to see if anybody else is on the party line.
How did you dial so fast? You had to stick your finger in there and turn the thing.
Oh, yeah. And if they, after the 5 attempts of dialing, if it's busy, then you just had to throw your phone away and write a letter.
Yep.
Those good old days.
Oh my god, we had one of those when I was a little kid. Just the turns. Oh my god, if you messed up, it's just
rotaries,
son of
baby. Yeah. Frustrating.
All right, so let's get to these issues because tonight we're talking the third law.
The third law.
Yeah. This is not a courtroom drama. This is it's a 3-parter, but with a prologue.
That's right.
And I don't know. Overall, the pacing seems a little weird on this, but I think that's kind of a problem with the writer in general because it was over in like a page, right? I mean,
yeah,
that was it.
Build up, quick resolution.
Uh-huh.
So we got the contrast with those Flash issues a few episodes back, Will. So you're thinking it's Gerard Jones's pacing?
I think it's his pacing. It's something's. These aren't as good as I remember them being at the time, and I hope that's because I hopefully know something a little bit more about the structure and stuff. But I think that the Guerrilla War crossover. I think that was Wade's good influence on the story because that seemed to flow a lot better and not build, resolution, extra panel, you're done. We didn't really get much in the way of anything after they defeated,
And I just wonder if this book suffered because it used to be everyone was in this one book, but now we have Green Lantern Mosaic, now we have Guy Gardner, so everybody's spread out.
Or quarterly, yep.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the case. I mean, and was he writing all of those, or have some? Yeah,
at the moment, yes, he is. All of them.
That's a lot.
I actually feel that's a really good observation because it's almost like he's. When it was so condensed, those first 8 issues, there was a little pacing problems in there, but everybody was in the book until, 24, 25. Mm-hmm. And so at some point, but then now that it's spread out, it seems like all their stories have kind of just spread out. They're not as condensed and compact as they probably should be.
Well, again, it's like whether you had them all in one story or if you did different, like you did the Guy Gardner 4 issues, then you did one, and then you did the John Stewart. And again, it's like, you need one idea and you could have whoever you wanted in it. Now he needs to have 3 separate ideas for each one of them.
Yeah. All the time. Yeah.
And he's doing Justice League Europe too. So.
And writing, Wonder Man at Marvel and, it's
really,
I don't know if it's burnout or just too much. It just feels like there's, I don't know. It feels like it could have been helped, I think, if the structure would have been tweaked a little bit. But, that's me armchair quarterbacking from 30 years later. So,
yeah. I mean, he certainly, it's a lot of world building and then, having it spread out and just, it's like being really good at Tetris and then looking away for a second and all the blocks have been built up. So you're just like, okay, now it's over. All right, let's move on to the next issue. I mean, he did only mention Guy Gardner in this. He didn't involve that much of it wasn't a crossover of everything, but there were a lot of references to other books, even sort of the one-off that we dissected earlier.
Lots of editors' notes. They talk Ganthet's Tale. They talk Green Lantern Corps Quarterly. They talk, Guy Gardner. They talk Mosaic. You're right. There was a lot of reference to everything else. And I'm always kind of curious how a reader at the time. What if there was a reader that just read Green Lantern, and didn't get the Corps Quarterly, didn't get Mosaic? How would their experience be different, say, than ours? Because we are reading all of them. Matt's reading them for the first time, which is cool.
Yeah,
he's not just reading one.
Right. Well, I did randomly pick up Green Lantern as a casual fan as a kid. So I've read some. I don't know if I was reading these particular issues, but I was definitely. There was a reason that I didn't know about. Besides, I knew Guy Gardner got a spinoff. I didn't know about even though there was probably editor's notes. I didn't see, I should say, on my spinner rack or at the local drugstore all of the Green Lantern titles. They pretty much just had the standard, the go-to, the flagship ones. So, yeah, I was always confused about all these other side characters. And that happened with a lot of other, DC books. I only really knew about the Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern, and I didn't know a lot of the side characters or slightly more peripheral people that they'd encounter.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Kona. I was picking up random issues of this. Once Kyle Rayner comes in here, I'm every month. But yeah, I was picking up random issues of this, and it was hard. I hardly ever saw an issue of Guy Gardner. All I heard was Hal Jordan badmouthing him. So I was like, "Oh, this Guy Gardner," and I was really jerk.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, like Kona said, the prologue was in Green Lantern 32 from November 1992. Title's appropriate. Chaos Coming.
Yeah.
Writer Gerard Jones. Penciler Tim Hamilton. Inker Romeo Tangle. Colorist Anthony Tullen. Letterer Albert de Guzman. Editors Kevin Dooley and Eddie Berganza. All right. So a strange black veil attacks Fluoro on the New Guardians Island. Meanwhile, Hal Jordan prepares to buy a plane so he can start his air taxi business. He debates visiting Carol Ferris next door, but decides to go for the plane.
The plane. Also, just a side note, he's talking about, throughout the issue later on, about trying to protect his secret identity, and he shows up at an airfield without a vehicle, and the guy has been waiting there for him, and there's a lot, you don't see him, but he must have been looking away when he arrived, and then he's like, I'm going to buy this and fly it out of here.
When he arrived on a green surfboard.
Yes. Yes, I know. I like that. Little cosmic shade thrown across the bow at Marvel.
I think so. I don't know why else it would be like that.
I thought just because it was the West Coast.
Yeah.
Carol, on the other hand, is struggling with some depression, knowing that she still has strong feelings for Hal, which are causing her pain. She gets dressed and realizes that her clothing is a decade out of style.
We did. It was a little scandalous. We saw her getting dressed. We saw some comic book underboob, which would have, I'm sure, enthralled us as young readers.
Which made it past the Comics Code Authority at the time, right?
Yeah.
It's the 90s. It's the early 90s.
The 90s.
She decides to get a new look and regain her confidence. Back on the island, Tommy and Turga Kalamaku are attacked by the same black veil that attacked Fluoro. Fortunately, Gloss comes to their aid. Once the veil is gone, Harbinger arrives with the remains of Fluoro. The veil soon returns and devours both Gloss and Harbinger, leaving Tommy to come up with a plan involving Fluoro. Hal happily, after surfing in, makes a deal for a modified Red Piper Lance 2 plane and flies it to the airfield he hopes to buy. With his plane and his land, Hal finally has all he needs to start his business. Customers might be nice. Meanwhile, Carol completes her new look, finally feeling attractive again. Hal happens to see her walk by and is blown away by how good she looks. He'd even see that underboob. He resolves to explain that his relationship with Rose Hardin is in the past and that he has strong feelings for Carol. You know, now that she's dating someone else, I guess I'll give you another chance.
Yeah.
At the ruins of Ferris aircraft, Arisia searches for Hal. Suddenly a vine tangles round her foot and Floro appears, calling her to aid the new Guardians. Thoughts?
Now this was Arisia just kind of appearing. You know, he talked about her, and then boom, suddenly she appears at the end of the issue.
Well, yeah, remember the book of Oa showed she was like wandering around with like amnesia or partial amnesia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know this is like a prologue, so I don't really have that much to complain about confusion wise, but I really like the issue and I like the characters. It kind of it made me feel like the place and time. There was definite sitcom vibes to it in terms of like there's always the will they, won't they get back together thing, and then Hal and his wandering eye and his past with girls, and then this other girl problem, which is like a whole thing because it's like a 13-year-old girl in a grown woman's body, and he's like, you fooled me, you know. But there was no Chris Hansen back then, so I guess it was fine. But yeah.
Surfer.
Thankfully, that is retconned. Thankfully,
good. But I don't know. I thought it was fun. You know, I'm intrigued to know what this shadow black creature attacking Pie Face is going to be all about, and what looked like kind of like a Swamp Thing-esque character. I didn't know about DC Swamp Thing because there was a TV show on USA that I really liked, but. So that was cool. A little ahead of its time, you know, with the lost smoke monster type thing. The vibes it gave off.
I've never heard Will so forceful as it wasn't him, it was retconned. Parallax had a taste for young and underage girls, I swear.
Yeah. So
you know, Hal has been the victim of some really bad writing over the years, unfortunately.
Yeah. Some odd chance taking. Yeah.
And odd choices by writers, yes, indeed. Yeah. I mean, toy salesman. Then the whole Arisia thing, and there's been some really very strange decisions made.
Yeah. But as far as an issue, it gets us where we need to go, and it's beginning the first of the 3-parters. So I'm intrigued enough as a reader, putting myself in as the seat of a first-time page flipper. I'm flipping. I'm on to the next one.
Nice. All right, we ready for the next one?
You bet.
All right, so part 1, Green Lantern 33, also November 1992. Because remember, we were like bi-weekly here.
Yeah.
Big questions. Basically the same team except Mark Bright's back on pencils. So, a policeman finds Arisia wandering the ruins of Ferris aircraft, calling out for Hal Jordan by name. Where was that Will after issue 50? In Montoya Bay, Hal is surprised to find Carol Ferris moving out of her hotel room there. She has grown sick of waiting for Hal to get his air taxi business on its feet, and when Hal explains that he has finally bought a plane in a airstrip, her plan is solidified. She will rent a flat and then begin setting up the office at the airstrip. Hal is concerned about Carol throwing herself back into work after being possessed by the Star Sapphire, but eventually he realizes that the old Carol is back. Never call a woman old, Hal. Come on.
And American women don't use the word flat. Come on, what is that? Some sort of fancy European dialogue thrown in there?
Oh, love, I'll set up the business after.
How many loos does this flat have?
Well, there's Lou Smith downstairs. There's
and Betty Lou upstairs.
Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, we're lucky you couldn't hear that. Unfortunately, Hal and Carol are interrupted by a signal from the Justice League of America in New York City.
Yeah, it's like he's getting a page to his belt buckle. That's how they transmit. Yeah.
Rocking the pager.
I think they did have pagers, didn't they, Will?
Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah, I think pagers were definitely around then.
Oh, yeah, 92, definitely. Blue Beetle informs Hal of the situation with Arisia and the risk to his secret identity, and Hal is forced to fly to Coast City to find her. He arrives at the police station to find that Arisia has reverted to a juvenile state, and he deactivates her voice with his ring in order to keep her from saying his real name. Remember Hal? Shh, dear. Shh, please. Later, she reveals that she was sent by Fluoro after Croef's Island, the home of the New Guardians, was attacked by a strange black veil. Hal tries to unload Arisia on Kilowog, but he is busy training the new members of the Green Lantern Corps. Hal becomes increasingly annoyed at how in the dark he has been kept by the Guardians of the Universe. Dejected, he delivers Arisia to the Justice League, hoping that they can look after her. When Hal arrives at Croef's Island, he finds that the whole mass has been enveloped in some kind of dome of blackness, an absence of space. Nearby, he finds Tommy Kalamaku and his family struggling to survive in the water nearby. Tommy recounts the story of what happened to the other New Guardians. Hal tries to learn about the dome by penetrating it with his ring's energy, but the blackness follows the beam back to his ring and he is forced to close the connection. Hal hears a strange voice claiming that the Guardians should not have returned from Zamaron, and that in doing so they had broken the third law. Which portends...
I don't know, that seems important.
You think? Hey, it's in quotes, man. It's important.
Yeah.
Which portends the arrival of whatever this entropy is. As he hears the voice, Hal and the Kalamakus sink into the ocean until he manages to activate his ring and save them. Angered, he contacts the Guardians for an explanation, but they are evasive. He resolves to go to Oa and demand answers for himself. Remember this moment, kids. You're gonna feel some deja vu come the fall. Hal gets mad and flies to Oa for
answers.
Yes.
I love the way that Hal and Arisia leave the police department. They're like, all right, we need you to file us some paperwork, and they just teleport out. Or we could do it ourselves. So
Exactly.
there's that sitcom-esque comedy moments, which I thoroughly enjoyed throughout this. But yeah, you sort of start to see it's weird. I mean, it's kind of cool in a realistic way to have a superhero that has a plan, and it is used to having support from a whole fleet of lanterns and the Justice League to help him out. And then he's kind of having trouble. You know, Kilowog's like, well, I can't just come to your aid anytime you need it. I'm busy recruiting some people and people. What? You're training people? You know, there's all this. So you see Hal's stress level just keeps growing exponentially throughout this and continues to build through the rest of this story arc.
And just to tie it all in, what's Kilowog up to? Check out Mosaic number 6 that we covered last week.
Yeah.
Creon and Boudica.
Yes.
Working out their differences. Kilt.
You know, the whole John Stewart.
Fighting in Scottish dress wear.
Just the whole John Stewart. Yeah, let him pass or die. You know, whatever.
Yeah. And see, we're a third, not counting the prologue, we're a third into this, and there's really not been much in the way of what's going on, I mean, Hal sort of fought, but sort of didn't, and then now he's angry and going to go see the Guardians. Okay.
Yeah. We don't know what the big villain is, or is it mysterious blackness? That's it?
It's the TVA.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he thinks it's Green Lantern business, but I mean, if there's like a big threat coming, I mean, you just saw Superman. I mean, wouldn't you ask for some help?
Yeah.
Superman, one line. Ice had more lines than this.
That's true.
They're just chilling at their headquarters. Like, well, if you need any help, let us know. Like, why wouldn't you just take a look?
Superman literally says, if you need help on the island, give us a call. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just want to check the pager system. We know it works outbound. But, yeah.
And it's like, maybe you might call in help after, whatever this black dome is, like shut your ring off or whatever,
Yeah. Make sure you put 911 after you page us so we know it's important.
Be just so funny after they like fall in the ocean and just Hal bobbing in there going, okay, Clark, you could come in now.
Yeah. I don't see any kryptonite around, so
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just drowning with some children and my ring's not working. But
I mean, just him yelling to the sky at the Guardians. I mean, that's still more polite than what we're gonna get in 48.
Yes.
You're not gonna like me when I get
much more polite.
Yeah. I've been doing it right for a long while now. All right. So, any other thoughts on this one?
No.
No, I mean it moved along. I feel like
again, he basically
you want more.
Yeah, he bails an ex-girlfriend.
Answers, damn it! Why aren't you telling me this? I feel like Hal to the Guardians.
And I mean, think about it. What happened this issue? I mean, he bails an ex-girlfriend out of jail, and then he has to help an old friend. Or I don't know if you call it a domestic situation, but
he's got to have a place to crash because he got kicked out of his house, right? By a eons old cosmic entity, but still, it happens, right?
Oh my lord! But yeah, the next one, I think that's my favorite cover. Just him screaming at a Guardian.
Yeah.
That's like Matt Cohn at the movie theater screaming at an 8-year-old. I don't care if you're 3 feet tall. I
don't care if it's the previews. I want to see it.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. Your phone's supposed to be off. What are you gonna do? What, are you posting this on your Instagram story? Who gives?
Oh.
Right. No, you'd have to say you post it to your Facebook story because only us old people use Facebook. Right?
Yeah.
I just see like a fist fight at the movie theater, and I'm like, this isn't a Shelly the dog video. What the hell is this?
Oh man. Hey, I broke things up today. I saw baby turkeys for the first time.
Ooh.
Do they call them turkey chicks? I don't know, but they were very small. That's it. Check my Instagram at Matt Kona. Get the plugs in.
That's right. All right. So we ready for the next one?
Oh, yeah.
You bet.
Part 2, Green Lantern 34, December 1992, Entropy. Same team as last issue. On Oa, I got a nice big splash page of his angry face. Hal Jordan demands answers from the Guardians of the Universe regarding the strange black veil known as the Entropy. The Guardians, however, are not forthcoming, surprisingly. And they claim to have such knowledge as to be unquestionable by a mere human. They suggest that all that Hal takes issue with is part of a grand plan set forth eons ago. Their statements cause Hal to doubt himself. As Hal wanders the Citadel listlessly, when he runs into the other members of the Green Lantern Corps, Hal expresses his belief that the Guardians have been giving them all riddles and lies. However, they are warned by a manita of a darkness coming from the sky. By the time he manages to say so, they turn to find a gigantic entity of darkness calling for the deaths of the Guardians. The Guardians appear, demanding loyalty of the Corps, to fight without questioning. Hal states that he has fought for the Guardians for the last time, and the Corps are sent into confusion. Boudica and Creon attack without question, and the other Lanterns decide to at least eliminate the threat before questioning their masters. Hal continues to demand answers of the Guardians, and eventually Ganthet relents, explaining that any who come into contact with the dark power of Entropy will lose precious years from their lives, and as such, the Guardians must not give up those years, and the Corps must do so in their stead.
Yeah. Not only were the Guardians not giving him answers, they were being very, I don't know. If this was a courtroom drama, like the title leads us to believe, there would be hostile witnesses. They were just very nasty back. And
oh, you think?
You can't handle the truth. Yeah, getting bigger and bigger, right? Until that big splash page there. I mean, they already have big enough heads as it is, but just no.
I mean, we get some explanation. Wait, does Ganthet give out most of the explanations in this issue, or is it next issue?
I think it's the next issue.
Next one.
Yeah, because it's like the last page. It's pretty much, he's like, okay, we'll tell you. Okay, yeah, because at the end of this one, it basically always just says, yeah, the Guardians we can't give up the any years and stuff. And But yeah, the whole time, anytime like in this when Hal's like questioning, when he's unsure and he's questioning him, I just, again, hindsight and retcons, I just hear Parallax whispering in his ear, "Yeah, kid, yeah, they lied to you, yeah."
You should be afraid.
Yeah, take them down, take their power.
But I mean, the Guardians do make some, we're literally billions of years old. We're somewhat wise because we've lived so long. So maybe you should trust kind of our judgment. Maybe just a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do have some points.
Yeah, they're like, you're going to judge us after your few couple decades of human experience. Yeah, we're like millions of years old. Yeah. But again, it's like, they can't tell why can't they tell the Green Lanterns this?
And that's a weird, coming up, the weird aside about Judas. I do want to talk about that when we get there.
Oh, right. Yeah. Some Bible thumping. This the Christ from your world.
And I want to shout out, remember, Ray, you were never alone. Carol Ferris is a Batman fan. Look, she's wearing a Batman t-shirt.
I love Batman.
Yes, she was.
That's so funny. It's like, a superhero. It's like your ex-boyfriend's a superhero and she's wearing somebody else's shirt. It's like
somebody else's symbol, yeah. Yeah. And she probably fought Batman during Eclipso, right?
Yeah. Most likely.
I don't know. I don't think, because I think he pretty much stayed in Gotham because, his books sell more than anybody else's. So it's like, how can you see Eclipse Star Sapphire? Where's the Batman?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get some of the Green Lanterns trying to fight Entropy.
And John Stewart he could just come and go as he pleases from Mosaic. He he's just there, and there's just not really much an explanation. I guess when the Green Lanterns are needed by the Guardians, they're just going to show up. But I thought that was a little bit, okay. All of a sudden, he's here now. It is this issue, right? It's not the fourth one.
Did he show up in this one?
I could be wrong. Maybe it's the next issue.
It might be the next one. But, basically, he lives on Oa, so it's like...
Yeah.
He's just got a real short commute.
Oh,
yeah.
After Hal was like, yeah, I'm going to take Earth back. Yeah, Guy Gardner needs to go. Did he ask John Stewart if he wanted it? No.
John got the mosaic.
Well, he got the woman, so. All right. So, should we do the last one? Then we'll do our thoughts.
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. Part 3, issue 4. Issue 35, January 1993. 1993, Will. One more year.
1993.
Yes, the third law conclusion, Act of Faith, by the same team. As the Green Lantern Corps struggles to fight Entropy, Hal Jordan is forced to stop his own comrades from attacking, knowing that if their green energy beams hit the void of Entropy, years of their lives will be sucked away.
Sucking the life force.
When Hal is zapped by Entropy, he hears a voice begging him to help free somebody from their black imprisonment, which confuses him. Ganthet warns that Entropy hopes to divide the Corps, knowing that he cannot defeat them when they are united. Unfortunately, the secretiveness of the Guardians of the Universe breeds distrust in the Corps, and they are only further divided. Seeing his chance, Entropy extends an invitation to join him. This moves the Guardians to finally reveal their full purpose, understanding that their secretiveness has hurt their relationship with the Corps. Ganthet explains that the universe was created in a Big Bang, and will eventually collapse into a singularity at its end. But that singularity will eventually bring about another Big Bang ad infinitum. Unfortunately, Krona's meddling with the beginning of time, remember Ganthet's tale, has made it so that there will be too little mass and gravity to produce a new singularity once the end of the universe comes. The Guardians have calculated that their work can preserve just enough of the cosmos' energy to sustain the infinite. Angrily, Entropy attacks the central power battery of Oa. Boy, what kind of jerk would do that? Reducing the Lantern's power. He claims that oh man, I'm just going to wind up for the next couple months. He claims that the Guardians are liars. Again, what kind of jerk would do that? Attack the central battery, call the Guardians liars and hypocrites. And that the end of the universe is ultimately the end of all things. Hal challenges both Entropy and the Guardians to prove their claims. Instead, the Guardians reveal that Entropy is actually Krona himself.
Matt Krona? Sorry.
The beginning, the end of comedy. Yes, it all
comes together.
In Hal's last encounter with Krona, he was transformed into Entropy. With the Guardians and Krona arguing, the Corps turned to Hal for leadership, so long as he can promise that there will be no more secrets. Ganthet then pleads with Hal to help the Guardians build the Epoch of Dynamic Guidance. Hal decides that while he cannot trust the words of the Guardians as truth, he will trust them on faith. Because you gotta have faith, the faith. Because he believes in peace and duty. The Corps unites behind him and attack Entropy. Entropy orders his minions to spread randomness and disorder among the Corps. Well, too late. Hal notices, realizing at last that it is order that Entropy fears. He decides that he should reach into the Entropy with his ring and see if he can communicate with the voice he heard earlier. When he does, he comes in contact with Betty Clawman, one of the new Guardians. Then the Chosen appear, promising to sacrifice themselves for order so that the new Guardians can live. They reveal that only unity and order can destroy Entropy. With this knowledge, Hal gathers the Corps in a unified force and they attack a single point on Entropy. Together, they blast him with their Green Lantern rings, which apparently destroys him. Finally, the new Guardians are returned to life. Seeing this success, the Guardians return to their more pleasant appearances, revealing that the new Corps have finished their training and that there must be more recruits. Hal, John Stewart, and the Guardians agree to try not to keep secrets from each other anymore. Ganthet recruits Percival to seek out more candidates for the Green Lantern Corps and to help the new Guardians recuperate. Later, Hal and John decide that all they can do is their best and have faith when it comes to following the Guardians. So we sent Percival to recruit more Green Lanterns. Did we ever see him again?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't remember seeing him. I mean, if anything, he might be a background character after Rebirth, but I don't remember seeing him. All right, thoughts on whatever that was?
Yeah, it was just. I felt like if this was like right next to the deadline, and he just threw a lot of stuff out there. The beginning of time, the Bible references, and the code. It was just a lot to take in, and it left me scratching my head a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying to completely redefine and explain why the Guardians do what the Guardians do.
Yeah,
and that was building on what was going on with Ganthet's tale, because Niven and Byrne kind of set some of that stuff up. Did it need to be done? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It just felt rushed in these last few pages to finish it, and that's why I keep coming back to just the pacing seems off on this thing. I mean, it's not a bad story. It was pretty good. It's just there wasn't really a lot of battling. There was a lot of talk.
And I'm trying to remember. I mean, they might mention this within the next year, but after like Emerald Twilight, I mean, well, of course, the Cal stuff that never gets brought back up. But even when the Corps comes back, they never mention this again. I don't think, do they?
Not that I remember. No.
Must have got more energy, I guess. Huh?
Well, and their mission gets redefined again after Rebirth. Because it's all about the War of Light and the Blackest Night and the Brightest Day and all that stuff.
Well, I just wonder if maybe the universe got like a recharge too. We'll basically after 0 hour we'll get there, and just all the crises, various crises. Rebooting the universe has been rebooted a few times. So,
well, if you're having problems, have you tried turning it off and turning it on again?
Unplug the universe and plug it back in.
That's right.
But yeah,
did it boot successfully?
Is your battery back up to 100%? But I mean, was it just for like the or were they going for like the big cosmic grand scope, or were they just filling pages, doing a lot of the splash pages?
I don't know. I mean, I think we were supposed to feel like, oh yeah, the core's back here, but it didn't. I mean, it was them arguing philosophy,
yeah, and
then punching the bad guy one time, and the bad guy's gone. I mean, it didn't seem.
It's pretty easy to defeat such a big bad guy too.
Yeah,
and it's like
with the power of order.
I mean, I see what he was trying to do with this, but it's like, yeah, the Guardians didn't want to stop Entropy. They were like, oh, let's hope the Green Lanterns can stop him. But it's like, okay, I mean, I know you want to preserve your power for like the millions or billions of years from now when the universe comes to an end. But if Entropy destroys stuff now, I mean, that's gonna be that renders that point kind of moot, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. There is the now. And then there is the far-flung future. So the now is kind of important.
I mean, again, it's like, take out Entropy now, and then, you have a couple billion years to figure out, okay, how can we maybe recharge?
Mm-hmm. The star heart that you buried on Oa. Sorry. Oh, wait, that's Rebirth. Sorry.
I was going to say, did they conveniently forget that? Or is like that with like Alan Scott? Oh, he's out of limbo at this point, isn't it?
I think that comes... Yeah, doesn't he get that pretty soon or something? I don't remember. A sliver or a part of the Star Heart? I don't know. It's been a long time.
Oh, yeah, because isn't that towards the end of Green Lantern Corps Quarterly? Because doesn't that, like, DH him?
I think so, yeah. Because
mm-hmm. He looks like he's, like, in his, like, 20s or 30s, I think, and the rest of the JSA are, like, old men.
Yeah, in their 40s. Sorry.
Hey, exercise does a body good. Jake Garrick gets his like daily jogging, and
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of talking in this thing.
Well, I kind of feel like Crisis was so still near in the rearview mirror. I mean, we're talking 6-7 years ago. Crisis had just happened, and they hadn't even really completely redefined, the DC universe, which was no longer a multiverse, which becomes a multiverse again.
Well, there were so many holes from Crisis too, because it's just like, some people, a lot of people forgot at the end. A lot of them remember, but then some forgot. But then later on, some people did remember there was a Crisis, but not a multiverse. We remembered Mary Allen died, but we didn't remember Supergirl died because we wanted to.
There was never a Supergirl.
Yeah, wipe the slate clean with her. Yeah, and it's. Or hey, Superboy was in the Legion. Oh wait, Superman was never Superboy. So what do we do with these decades of Legion of Superhero comics? Oh,
and the Thanagarians, who was in the Justice Society versus who was in the Justice League. The Hawks. I mean, it's nuts.
I know. Wasn't
Hawkworld. What about that?
Oh yeah, Hawkworld. Once they retconned that, wasn't like 80s? Weren't the 80s Hawks like Thanagarian spies or something?
I think so. It's been a long time since I read that. They maybe during Invasion they switch sides or something. Yeah, it's been a long time.
But there were so many versions of Hawkman. It's like 0 Hour. They kind of merged everybody into one, like Hawk God or something, and then
yeah. Well, and then
Jeff Johns with was at JSA. He's just like he reincarnates. He's been reincarnating since ancient Egypt.
And that Jeff Johns series with. Was it Steven Sadowski on art? I can't remember who did the art, but the Hawkman series was actually really good for quite a while. I mean, it was really good. I remember picking that up specifically because of I mean, he had him as Conan, Indiana Conan.
Oh yeah. Oh well, they just did a I think what they get like 29 issues or something. There was the Hawkman series, the most current one. I think I don't know if it ran to 2019 or 2020. I don't think it made it 20. But yeah, like they kept playing with the reincarnation thing. But they were like, oh yeah, all your lives were on Earth because I guess one of his lives he was on Krypton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like a scientist on Krypton.
Well, and there were in the latest spoilers. In the latest Green Lantern, they talk about I can't remember the term they use, but the special worlds, that are crux worlds. I think they call them crux worlds. And the planet that John was unable to save was one of them. So they lost a crux world, right? Yeah. Which is, I thought, it's kind of interesting because I feel like they're in this new series really building on a lot of things, that have happened throughout, kind of DC history, which is kind of cool.
But as we'll get to in the when Kyle Rayner takes over, eventually we'll get to there was at least one survivor from that world John didn't save.
Yeah. I wonder who that was. Let's see. She pops up there in a minute, doesn't she? No.
No, I think what is that?
No.
It isn't until John comes back in the book, when Kyle Rayner's there.
Yeah.
Look at us talking Hawkman and everything else because we're like, okay, Third Law happened.
Yeah, the Third Law totally happened, and
I mean, it was just a book that even after reading it now, I'm putting myself in the position if I was a young reader at the time. I just go, okay, and then I just read whatever is next on my pile. I would stick with it or be thinking about it, walking around or riding my bike around the neighborhood. Just like, all right, that was a lot of dialogue. The splash pages were cool, but yeah, just kind of fizzled out. I don't know.
I feel like Coney. I'd be walking to my friend's house, thinking, boy, so the Guardians have been lying for millions of years, and they're going to lie for like billions of years more. They were going to lie for billions of years more.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, basically, we got the very cosmic version of, no, you can't use my phone. This battery has to last me all day.
Nice.
When you think about it, it's like, oh, no, we need to conserve power. No.
Well, sorry, this is going to be a really dated reference, but, once Emerald Twilight happens, Hal starts roaming around the universe looking for more power, basically becoming the Tim the Toolman Taylor of the DC universe. More power. I need more power.
Oh my God! I mean, we need to get the Emerald Twilight. I swear, every episode we're just like, yeah, Emerald Twilight. Yeah, well, once we hit Emerald Twilight, yeah, then it really hits the fan.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and I haven't really thought about this. Well, I've been thinking about it a little bit recently. That Ron Mars is a good journeyman writer. And that's, you can say that, stuff happens, we'll talk about fridges, I'm sure. But
54.
He's pretty, he's good at constructing like a done in one issue or even a multi-part story. But,
yeah.
And, I don't think there's anything absolutely mind blowing, in the first year or two after Emerald Twilight, but, it's good, solid comics. It's good, solid superhero work.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see when we get there, Kona. It's like, the first year of like Kyle Rayner, it's just basically, he has a ring and a battery, and it's like there's no core, there's no, there's pretty much no Guardians. I mean, spoilers, Ganth's like the only one left, and he doesn't show up till around 60 or something. So like,
yeah, I think so. Is it during Zero Hour? When does the 0 Hour stuff happen?
Like 50 issue 55.
Okay.
Because was it Alan Scott? Doesn't Alan Scott show up and tell him, okay, well, here's what happened. Here's what happened. The Green Lanterns used to be this big core. Then one of them went rogue. Everything burned down. Now you're all that's left.
And Guy shows up with Warriors, the bar, I think, at some point. So we start getting more history from the core and everything in there.
Yeah. Guy shows up. Eventually, John Stewart shows up.
Mm-hmm. Jade shows up.
Mm-hmm. I should say Dark Star, John Stewart. Spoilers.
Donna Troy.
Oh,
Star Donna Troy.
Donna does more than show up. So, all right. Any final thoughts on this?
No.
It happened.
It happened. It
was fine. I mean, it was like sometimes you get wrapped up in a novel, and like Stephen King sometimes would have a hard time sticking the endings, and you're just like, all right, I don't regret reading the whole thing, but it's just I'm not gonna walk away from it because I didn't enjoy it as I have other comics. It's just like, all right, okay. I mean,
so
they're doing a lot. I mean, you can tell there's a lot going on, and not all of it's going to click.
So was it just a case of like a big build up, and then it's just like, oh, that's the answer?
The little, kind of a fizzle. And looking back, that seems to be kind of a pattern with Jones. I think if you look at the build up to the road back, those first 8 issues, there's a lot that happens in those first 4 that have nothing really to do with what's going on Hoa. It kind of all
looking for a job.
Yeah, looking for a job. Walking the road. Being a bum. Right?
So is that the problem right here? Because I mean they've even admitted, they said the whole reason they did Emerald, Twilight, and the whole Kyle Rayner thing because the sales weren't there for the books. Is this the problem? It's like we promise big things, and it's just like when the payoff's just okay, that was it.
Yeah, I think this is a symptom because if you're going to do a crossover like this, you're labeling it as a big story, and there's obviously some pressure to deliver that big story, but it just it's not. This was in the early days when DC was just starting to collect stuff. Watchmen, of course, and Dark Knight and all that stuff. Batman Year One was an arc within the Batman comic that came out monthly. So this not living up to that potential, so that it never did get collected, right? I mean, if it would have, maybe the series would have went on. But I'm really starting to think that burnout. I think we're seeing the result of some burnout on his part. Yeah. I mean, can you write 5 books a month and not burn it? I mean, that's.
And again, it's basic. It's technically 3 green. Well, I mean, guys on a Green Lantern, but you're basically learning 3 Lantern books, and then one of them's in the Justice League Europe. So it's like you basically have to come up with like 4 different Lantern stories every month.
Mm-hmm. And then you're also writing. I guess it was Wonder Man, and was there anything else at Marvel at this point? I can't remember if there was another book at Marvel. I don't think there was, but there might have been.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But I mean, I feel like
props to him for taking up all that work.
Yeah,
I liked Wonder Man. I didn't have any problems with it. But,
Wonder Man was awesome.
Oh man, I keep forgetting that was him too. So that's the reason they don't. I mean, I have most of those issues, but that's why they don't collect that series anywhere.
Probably
because of him. Probably.
And it's got some great art by Jeff Johnson.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it's an awesome little book, but I feel like this book could have used some more focused attention.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. Again, but this is quarterbacking from the old armchair 30 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, you planted the seed in my head. Next time we need some, on the podcast, we need some kind of special or something. I'm going to gather as many of us as we can and be like, let's do some Wonder Man. I love that series back then, man.
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was so hilarious too. I mean, I think it's the cover to number 2, which has little doll. It was just this little
the Enchantress,
Hawkeye with the Enchantress. Yeah, that's just such an awesome little series.
Drink your potion.
And it had such a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the sidekick thing,
Spider,
agent, stuntman.
See how great Third Law was, kid. Now we're talking more Marvel.
Yeah, right. Well, that's how we should bookend, right?
True. All right, so next time, kids. All right, Will, I've been telling you need to reread it. Green Lantern 36. The Christmas one, and then Green Lantern Mosaic 9 through 12. Mosaic number 9 is also a Christmas issue, so
Nice.
We'll record it next week, but it'll probably drop in July. So Christmas in July, kids. So yeah, Green Lantern number 36 and Green Lantern Mosaic 9 through 12. All right, so send your thoughts. Trust me, kids, you're going to, especially after you read Green Lantern 36, you're going to want to send your thoughts. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Sector 2814, the Green Lantern Podcast, on Facebook, Twitter. Find links to all of the various social medias for all the shows. Link to this YouTube channel.
It's all there.
Yes, it's all.
It's all there.
It's all there. Three old men talking. Yes, it's all there. Links to the Patreon, more and more coming there. Links to merch, links to everything, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And please support all things Southgate Media Group. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. Go check out the Southgate Media Group Patreon. There's a bunch of free content there. There's a paid content there. Everyone from the network contributes. So yes, you will not find a lack of content there. And please go pick up Pod Life, the book, now in digital paperback, put together by podcasters of the Southgate Media Group. And when you buy that or anything else, I mean, I think today's the last Prime, or as we're recording this is the last Prime Day. Remember, kids, remember Optimus Prime gave his life so you could get discounts on quality goods. I was there, were you? So yes, use the link for Southgate Media Group for Amazon right there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that man hiding in the darkness, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. I get so much right. Mark my words.
All right, Matt Kona, where can people find you?
At Matt Kona. If you're watching the video, it says it on the screen. MATTKONA for dog and sometimes turkey videos, and never videos from a movie theater preview screen.
Nice. All right. Oh, wait. I need a Kona drop. Hold on.
Suck it, Lilith.
All right.
See you later, bunkies.
And just for Will.
He gives me his bone.
All right, Will Allred, Master of the Core. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED on most places, Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and all those things. You can also find my self-published work, Crossover Division. Woo! There's a nice picture of it. At crossoverdivision.com. We'll be launching next month, Crossover Division number 2. And I'll get you the link for the show notes because the pre-launch page is up, so people can subscribe to the pre-launch page and get notified when it goes live. Also, if you're interested in Diary of Night, that's another book I did at diaryofnight.com. And then you're obviously have very, very high taste quotients, so you love Quasar, obviously. If you want to find out more stuff about Quasar, you can go to the Quantum Zone at quantumzone.org. He goes limp in my grip. I hope it's going somewhere nice.
That's right, Quasar fans, and that Quantum Zone annual is coming soon. Guardians of the Galaxy 15's coming out, so yes.
Summer podcast special.
Our annual, that's right. Talk some issues of Guardians, talk about that figure, if we ever get it.
Still nothing. Still no word, huh?
I haven't heard nothing.
Maybe we should have someone from Walgreens Zone to answer for their heel dragon.
I just talked to Shelf.
We'll call our local Walgreens live on the air and just berate them. Can you tell me what the holdup is for Quasar? I'm sorry, we don't have the vaccine yet. No, Quasar.
Was that
Pfizer? No, Quasar.
Was that Sunday when we recorded with him, or was that last episode of Sector 2814? I was like, man, it's going to be so bad. We might have to pull reverse Moon Knight. You know, we might have to have Ray send us figures from Australia.
Yeah. Oh boy, yeah.
Come on, kids, get that Quasar figure out already.
Yeah.
Fans demanded, all three of us.
That's right.
All right, thank you for joining us. Again, come back next time for Christmas in July. Lantern 36, Dr. Light.
I still have no memory of this. I've got to reread it because I don't know why I don't remember it.
I'm just waiting for the message in Messenger just to be like, oh my god. I remember why I blanked this out.
Well, the artist is Gene Ha, and Gene's a great artist.
Oh, there's no problem with the art. There's no problem with the art. All right.
Okay.
All right, kids, come back next time, and remember, unplug and plug that universe back in.
The swamp, more than merely a place. It is a churning, seething, bubbling bed of life, of which you are a part. Once you were a man, a chemist named Ted Salas, until one little experiment went somewhat awry. And you changed. The serum that was to have made you a super soldier, combined with the strange forces in the swamp, to make you over into this, a shambling, mindless mockery of your former humanity. The macabre Man-Thing. Man-Thing was created in the early 1970s to capitalize on the growing monster craze, but under writer Steve Gerber it became something quite different. Experimental, surreal, and very, very weird. It was something I loved as a kid, but does it still hold up today, 4 decades after its initial publication? So join me, Paul Matthew Carr, as I attempt to make sense of this cult classic and analyze each issue, putting it in the context of the time it was written and comparing it to the standards of today. And maybe you too can come to love the world's second most famous swamp-based comic book character as much as I do. The Nexus of All Realities, a Man-Thing podcast, a twice-monthly dive into the bizarre.